One of the issues intertwined with all of these issues, and residents in Minneapolis and St. Paul are also deciding if their mayors deserve second terms.
Mayors Jacob Frey and Melvin Carter are being judged on how they handled last year's unrest and riots in the middle of a global pandemic. As we wait for results tonight, it's worth remembering that each city uses ranked choice voting. So a candidate would need to top 50% to win in the first round.
Join us tonight for our insight and analysis, our political reporter Pat Kessler and attorney and DFL strategist Abou Amara. Guys, great to have you both here tonight.
Yeah, this is really something where we talk about this. We've got public safety amendment, which is actually intertwined, I think, Abou, with the mayor's races, starting in Minneapolis. What are you seeing? What has happened with Jacob Frey over the last year as he's tried to recover from all of the difficulty after George Floyd?
Yeah, well, the last 2 years that he's been mayor have really been defined by uprising, the murder of George Floyd, the conviction of Derek Chauvin. And so now he has to go to voters and say, although we are hurt, we've suffered so much, that we got to continue on the path we're on. That's reform, and it is having police. And
there's still a lot of anger in the city. I mean, I've been watching this for a couple of years now. Mayor Frey has never been behind the defund the police, by the way, the dumbest political slogan, I think, for politicians in a long time, because people don't really understand what it is. But Mayor Frey suddenly becomes a moderate in this race. He's never really answered in this campaign. Tell me what you think. He never really answered for how he responded to the crisis of George Floyd's murder and the riots and the civil unrest that followed. There has been no after-action reports, no discipline of the police officers. So how has this affected who he is in this race?
Well, he'd push back on that, right? He would say he immediately fired the officers involved, right? He would say that he fought at the legislature to reform the arbitration processes. He would say a lot of those things. But your point is a good one in that there are a lot of unanswered questions, right? And so voters are going into they just stopped going into the ballot box, asking themselves those questions. And over the course of the last 12 months, if they got those answers, Jacob Frey will be reelected tonight.
So in Minneapolis, public safety is completely the same as the mayor's race, because that's pretty much what the mayor's race is all about. Is that accurate?
That's right. I expect there to be about no more than a 6 to 8 point spread between the success of Jacob Frey on the ballot and the no campaign. If yes is over a majority, it's going to be very difficult for Jacob Frey to get reelected.
Well, the shame of Minneapolis has become a symbol in the United States for what is wrong with policing in this country. It's not the same in St. Paul. There's a different tone in St. Paul, even though there has been a lot of difficulty, a lot of civil unrest, and police calls for police reform there too. But Mayor Melvin Carter hasn't had as tough a time, I think.
Well, and I think that goes back to the fact that Melvin Carter is rooted in St. Paul. His father was a police officer. Yeah, he's able to navigate both the policing aspects of it and the racial justice aspects of it in a way that Jacob Frey maybe struggles a bit with compared.
So he might not have the same kind of difficulty that Jacob Frey has, even though we have the ranked choice voting.
Right.
And we should talk about that.
Yes, it's a really important part of this race.
Talk about how this is affecting Minneapolis.
Well, about 95% of the time, the person winning on the first ballot is going to win the race.
That's something.
That's a really hard burden to overcome. However, when you have a race where there are multiple candidates like this race, where you have 3 viable candidates, if those second and third candidates can keep it close with Jacob Frey on that first ballot, stay within 10 points, they've got a shot when that reapportionment happens for that second place candidate to leapfrog Jacob Frey for a majority.
Now, we're not going to know probably who the winner of the Minneapolis race is tonight, but what can we take away from the numbers we are going to see once we get both the results of the amendments, and also we're going to get a first run of the mayors, correct? Yeah. The 16 candidates for mayor.
That's right. Well,
16 by the way.
of them, yes. Yeah. So my big takeaways are, and we heard it from Esme earlier, you're seeing skyrocketing turnout in wards 11, 12, and 13. I always tell candidates, if you're running for city office in Minneapolis, follow the lakes. Ward 7, Ward 13, Ward 11, Ward 12, and those are basically Kenwood, Southwest Minneapolis, Tangletown, Lake Nokomis. If you can get a majority of those votes, you very likely are going to win the mayor's race.
And what are those voters there? How are they standing on the public safety amendment?
Well, I've been out there talking to a couple of voters, and it's a mixed bag, but what people will all agree on is we need reform. And so you've seen Jacob Frey campaigning in these wards saying, I agree with you on reform. But we don't need the downsides of question 2, and based on the turnout and historical trends there, that suggests that that argument might have been successful.
Well, do you think there's a misunderstanding of what this ballot measure is?
Well, the fact that the ballot measure needs an explanatory note.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
so if you look at the ballot, we're asking voters a question, and we're saying, oh yeah, there's this other information you need to know about the question, speaks to the confusion that voters might have.
And it replaces the Minneapolis Police Department with a public safety department.
That's right.
It would have city council oversight. There would be armed officers if this passes, but there would be no minimum. So they would bring in mental health experts, social workers, and that. And I think there's a lot of confusion about how you get from where we are now to a new public safety department.
In some ways, this reminds me of the repeal and replace era under the Affordable Care Act. Oftentimes, we all agreed on we should get rid of it, or a lot of people agreed on we should get rid of it. They didn't necessarily agree on what's supposed to replace it. The devil's going to be in the details, and that the City Council has to answer those questions if it passes within the next 30 days.
Okay, so for the next 2 hours, we're just waiting for results to come in. Frank and Amelia, what we think, we're going to be watching the numbers of the amendments, right, Abou?
That's right.
We'll do that first. We'll have a sense of where it's going, what's winning, what's losing. But then the mayor's numbers we should be getting in just a little bit later, and we'll have a pretty good sense of where this is all going by then.
All right. Well, we'll be coming back to you for a lot more analysis during the evening. So thank you both.